Hello guys, and welcome to tutorial number 15. So in this video we're gonna be looking at colors in CSS. So let's just go to our text editor here, and okay, so let me just edit this to Css colors. Okay, so we pretty much have the same code from the previous tutorial. So we just got hey there on our text editor here, which is on the index page, and here on the CSS page you've got the same style from the previous tutorial. So if we jump to our browser, you can see we still got the same thing. So like 2 or 2 days back, I actually talked to you guys about colors, and I said with the colors we can actually change the color of this text here. So now the default color on my browser now is black. So if you don't give your element or your text any color, then it's gonna just be black, right? So but now let's say you want to change that color. So we got some predefined colors in CSS, and so you can just go ahead and type in the name of the color and go ahead and refresh this. Okay, so color isn't changing for some reason. Okay, so let's actually see what's wrong. Well, everything is actually okay here. Okay, wait, let me try hard refreshing this. Oh, right. So the problem was Google Chrome having issues here. So if you try clicking on refresh and it doesn't actually work, and you check the text editor, there is no issue, then Google Chrome is having issues uploading that color. So what you do, you just press Ctrl Shift R. So that's what I actually did just now, and it worked. Okay, so now we've got color blue. So next, let's actually, we've got other colors, so we could say orange. I think orange is there too. Go ahead and refresh this now. Okay, orange. So this is okay because CSS has some predefined colors or preset colors that we can actually just go ahead and type in the color names, and we actually get the color displayed in our browser. But let's say you wanted some other colors. So let's say for the color green, okay, come to our browser here, hit refresh, and we've got this green. So let's say we didn't want to actually make use of this kind of green, we wanted to make use of a lighter green, right? So how do we actually make use of that? Well, in CSS there are actually 2 ways to do that. So well, first way is actually the hexadecimal value. So we can actually use a hexadecimal value. Okay, so I'm actually pronouncing that wrongly. We could actually make use of the hexadecimal value, or we could actually make use of the rgba value. So I know this might actually sound weird, but you guys just have to know them because they are very important terms you're going to actually be making use of in CSS. So for the hexadecimal value and the rgb value, let's just say you can actually get that from here. So let's just go to new tab here, and here you can see we've got this actually displaying here. So just go to, if you want to actually get this, go to your Google and type in Css Color Picker, and this page should load up. But if you don't actually get that page, then you can actually go in here and you see some other pickers like this W3 Schools. They also have a great color picker, so you can actually make use of that. But we're going to make use of the inbuilt color picker in Google. So here you can actually see we've got colors, some colors here, and these colors have values at the right. You can see values here, and you can see some other values here, right? So the first value here with a hash symbol is what we call the hexadecimal value, and the color here you can actually see RGB here, right? So this is the RGB color, and this is the hexadecimal value color. Okay, so whenever we move this pointer around, you can actually see that the colors, the values here are changing, right? So it depends on where we move the color to, the values just keep changing. So we can go ahead and move this around, change the color again. So wherever we place this color, the values keep changing, right? So we can just go ahead and copy this color and post it in okay, so let's just say we actually said we wanted to get a lighter green, right? So let's just go ahead and get that. So move this up here. Okay, so just go ahead, copy this. So you copy this value, go to your text editor here, paste it in. And when you're making use of hexadecimal values, you want to actually make sure you have this hash symbol in front, because this is actually how you tell the browser that, okay, look, we're going to use a hexadecimal value. So whatever goes after this is a hexadecimal value. So let's go ahead and just save this now. Come to our browser, refresh, and boom, we've actually got this light green color that we choose from this RGB values here, or rather from the hexadecimal value. So the same thing for the RGB. So let's just go ahead and copy this. Okay, so go to our browser, and in here I want to paste that. Okay, so you can see we've got RGB 022533. So go to our browser, come here and refresh. Okay, you can actually see that nothing happened, and that is because we've actually got the right color and the same color as this here. So the value for this is the same as the value for this. So that's actually how you make use of the hexadecimal value and the RGB values. So also we can actually also decide to make use of something else, which is Photoshop, right? So we can actually go ahead and say you can actually get those values from here. So right in Photoshop, you can see there's colors here, and you can actually go ahead and select different colors. Yeah, so let's say you want to make this light blue, so, or let's say pink. Okay, very dark pink. Alright, yeah, so just go ahead and select the color you want. Okay, so you can actually see the color you want to select is showing up here. So just select any color, and you can see here we've got the hexadecimal value here, right? So as you can actually tell that because this hash symbol you're seeing here. So this is the value for the hexadecimal value. So just go ahead and copy this, come back to browser here, and want to replace this with that, and make sure you don't forget to add in your hash symbol. So go ahead and save this, and if you decide to jump to our browser now and refresh, you see, so we've actually got that pink color we just selected. You can see it's actually the same thing. So that's actually how you make use of the hexadecimal value. And for the RGB, you can actually see here, so we've got 250, 5, and 135. So if we go to our text editor here, and okay, so let's just say RGB, and okay, so let's look at these values. We've got 250, 5, and 138. Okay, so we've got 250, 35, and I think it's 138 or so. I'm not sure. Let me just check. Okay, so this is just 5, not okay. So 5, and here I think we actually missed bracket. Okay, go ahead and save this now, and go to our browser and refresh, and we've got no changes, and that's because we've actually got the right value selected. So this is the value for this pick color. So this is the RGB value and the hexadecimal value. So you can actually go ahead and make use of your browser here, so this one, or you can actually make use of Photoshop. But you can actually make use of Photoshop because you don't actually need internet connection, but for this you actually have to actually connect to the internet before you can actually use this. So that's how it actually works. So so this for this RGB values now, you can actually see I got it to 250. RGB values have a maximum value of 255. So 255, it doesn't exit go beyond 255, right? So the least or the minimum value for RGB is 0, and the maximum value is 255. So whatever color range you're going to set has to be within 0 to 255. You cannot go beyond that, and you cannot go less than the value 0. Okay, so the color white has 255. So let's say I just set everything here to 255. Go ahead and save this, come to a browser, and everything is gone. Okay, so actually it's not gone, because what this actually is now just showing us that this text here is actually here, still showing up. As you can see, it's still there, but the color now is white. So you can actually see the text is still there, but this 255, 255, 255 actually is the RGB color for white. So to prove that to you guys, let's just take this all the way here, and you can actually see it, right? So when you go to white, everything here is now 255, 255, 255, and the hexadecimal value for that is FFFFF. Okay, so that's actually how you use that. And if we go to black, you can see black now, and 000 for the RGB value, and here we've got 00000 and all. So this is the hexadecimal value. So that's actually how you do that. Okay, so before we go out, let's just give you guys a quick tip. Let's go back to our browser here, and let's just give this RGB value. Okay, so let's get a color here that we can actually see, so because we don't actually make use of that color, right? Yeah, you're not gonna actually see what I'm gonna show you guys now. So just copy this and put that color in here. So okay, just get this to paste in. Okay, end it up. Let's see that color now. Okay, so we've got this color here, right? Okay, light green. So the hexadecimal value, you can actually, if you want to actually, there's actually this property called opacity. So you can go ahead and do this, and you want to say you want to actually reduce the opacity of that color. So we've got a range of 0 to 1, right? So this is the range of the values. You cannot go lesser than 0, you cannot go beyond 1, right? So let's say if we actually set this to the value 1, save that, come to our browser and refresh, you're gonna see nothing happens. Why? Because the one, this value 1 here actually means it's gonna actually be very visible, very solid, right? So let's say you wanted to actually reduce the opacity, which is, let's say, the transparency. So that's what opacity means, the transparency, how transparent it is. So let's say you give it a 0.5, go ahead and refresh this, and now you can see this text is now fading away. So it looks like it's actually fading away into the white background, right? So we just actually reduce the opacity. So you can go ahead and give it a 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, all the way to the value 1, right? So that's that. Then for this is only okay, so this applies when we're actually making use of RGB of hexadecimal values. But in RGB values, there's something we can actually do. So we don't only have just the RGB, we also, this is RGB, we also got the RGBA, right? So we've got RGBA. So the A there actually stands for alpha, and that actually means opacity, right? So let's say we want to give this a value of 255, 50, 70. Just typing random values in here. Okay, so now we've got the R value here, the G value here, and the B value here. So next thing we're going to want to add in is the A value. So to add this, just like this actually means opacity, so you can actually add the same properties of opacity. So we've also got the values of 0, 2 to 1 here. So you cannot go lesser than 0, and you cannot go beyond 1. So let's say we want to add it in a 0.7 here. So just give it a 0.7. Go ahead and save this. Come back to your browser and refresh, and you can see it's now showing up, right? So you can see the color actually changed, and we've got this color here. So let me just actually show you guys that that's actually working. So let's just say if you want to give this a 1, go ahead and save this, refresh, and you can see the opacity actually increased, right? Yeah. So let's just give you guys something here. Okay, save this, and now you can see it's actually there. Okay, let me just zoom in. It's actually showing up, but it's very, very faint, right? You can actually see the value here, it's still here, but it's very faint. So that's actually how you make use of RGB values, RGBA, and hexadecimal values. So that's all about colors and that I have for you guys in this tutorial. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for staying to the end of this video. That really means a lot to me. So please, if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful to you. Subscribe to my channel and watch another one of my videos, and I'll see you next time.